think you're going to find this very, very fascinating and informative. So I want to talk to you about Rabbi Mendel Schneerson. I'll give you the quick update on this, but let me tell you, I don't know that I have these stories posted at freedomfriday.carlgallups, but I can tell you where you can get to the interview. If you'd like it in video format on YouTube, it's really easy to get to. And if you'd like it to just listen to audio, like going down the road or whatever at work on your smartphone or internet, I'll tell you the two places. Go to carlgallups.com for both of them. Start there. If you'll click on anything that says Freedom Friday, it'll take you to the Freedom Friday Viral International webpage, and you'll find the show. It's really easy. Zev Porat talks about resurrected Messiah, resurrected Rabbi. Okay? So you can listen to it right there if you'd like. But if you want to go to YouTube and get it in video format, and I would direct you there because I've got links to 3 articles that verify what we're saying. Because what I'm getting ready to tell you is so surreal, a lot of you are going to think this is fake news or some conspiracy theory. And I'll tell you what the stories say, and then I'll tell you what Zev and I say about it all, the biblical and prophetic connections to it all. But if you want to watch it on video, you go to carlgallups.com, okay? And then just click on, underneath my picture, you'll see a red block, a box that says PNN YouTube. You can't miss it. It's underneath my picture at carlgallups.com. Click on the PNN YouTube block, and it'll immediately take you to all the latest videos posted at PNN on YouTube. And it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th one in the rows there. It's the 5th one, and the title is Breaking, Jews Claim a Resurrected Messiah is Here. And when you click on that, it'll take you to the video, and if you'll just look right under the video in the comment section, the one pinned to the top, it lists the 3 articles. The first article that broke this story, and I'll give you the background so this will all make sense to you, but just be patient with me for a moment. The first one that broke this story is at ynet.co.il. In other words, it's out of Israel, and it's an Israeli Hebrew site. So when you click on it, it will be all in Hebrew. And for people that don't speak Hebrew, you know, it'll be gibberish to you. But up in the top right-hand corner, the little button that will come up will say translate, yes or no. Push yes. Wait a few seconds. It translates it into English. A little bit of broken English, but it's there. And you can read the article, and you can see this is a major Israeli publication claiming that there's a huge movement that this dude is resurrected from the dead. And there's a video that's embedded. Now, it's another rabbi talking about it, and it's all in Hebrew. But again, Zev Porat, whose first language, he has interpreted that video, and I've heard his interpretation, and it verifies everything that's on that site. Plus, August the 1st, just a few days ago, in the LA Times, I've got a link to that. They talk about this Rabbi Schneerson and how many of his followers are looking for his resurrection. This was just 2 or 3 days ago in the LA Times. So, again, this is not back channel conspiracy stuff. And then I've got another article from 1997. It's another Israeli article, but it's in English. Back in 1997, there was a frenzy about, could he be getting ready to resurrect from the dead? Now, let me give you the story. Rabbi Schneerson, world-famous rabbi from the Chabad movement, Lubavitcher movement, which is a Russian Jews. It's a huge denomination among Orthodox Judaism. And yes, Orthodox Judaism has denominations, just like Christianity has denominations. And so in this Chabad movement, he was the Billy Graham of that movement. I mean, just the man of mans. But listen, the man of men. But listen, he died in 1994. But I don't know, about a year or so before he died, a lot of people were pointing to him as the potential Jewish Messiah. Now, what that particular group believes is that the Messiah is going to be a man who is touched by God, who is anointed by God to rise up to be this political, military, religious leader that saves Israel and reestablishes Israel as the center of the universe again, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But this guy was so popular, so profound, so prolific that they were claiming him to be the Messiah while he was still alive. Now, I've not been able to find any place wherein he accepted that, or, He did accept it. That's the thing. But I don't think he ever claimed that he was Messiah. But he never disputed it either, that I can find. Now, if somebody can correct me on that, send us some email. We'll clean that up here. But I can't find anything where he ever said, no, I'm not the Messiah. He would just kind of smile when people called him that. But he never went forward that I can find and said, yes, I am the Messiah. Everybody bow down to me. I don't think he ever said that either. But he died of a stroke in 1994, which just devastated his followers who thought he was going to be their Messiah. So then what happened is this huge movement began, and that's why I have the 1997 article, so you can see that I'm telling the truth. This huge movement began among many of the Chabad denomination, not all of them, but many of them, who were saying, he's going to resurrect. That's what's going to happen. He'll resurrect from the dead. He'll resurrect from the dead. He'll work miracles, et cetera, et cetera. Well, but then other Orthodox Jews got mad about that because that sounded too much like the Christian message. A Jewish Messiah who dies and resurrects from the dead and works miracles? That sounds like what the Christians preach. We can't have that. And so there began this big furious fight among different denominations of the Orthodox Jews and even people within the Chabad movement. Okay, so that's been going on since the 1990s. Now here it is, 2017. And 20 years later, 1997, 2017, and here we are, and ynet.co.il and the LA Times, well, Ynet mainly, but the LA Times says they're looking for this. But Ynet claims that many of his followers from New York City, where his central headquarters were, to Israel, people are citing him. They're seeing him. It's kind of like Elvis, seeing us. I'm not trying to be funny or corny here, but I'm just telling you, that's what they're saying. And there's this frenzy. And Zev Porat, who lives in Tel Aviv and who ministers there, he came on the show, and you need to go listen to this segment. It's 30 minutes. And he's saying, Carl, there are billboards. He said, you wouldn't believe it. There are posters around town, billboards. They're claiming the Messiah is here. Schneerson has resurrected. He's been seen in New York. Some are saying he's going to appear in Central Park very soon. He's working miracles. They've collected his writings together, and they've put them in a book, and they said miracles are being worked. Wherever that book goes, miracles are being worked. And so there's this whole frenzy about this. And again, some of you are listening to me and you say, but Carl, that's not true. It can't be. No, it's not true. I know it's not true, but I'm just telling you, what did Jesus say in Matthew 24 about the days before he returned? He said there will be people claiming to be the Messiah. He said it 2 or 3 times in Matthew 24. He said they will even come working miracles. And people will say, look, here he is at the temple. Look, there he is in the desert. Look, there he is in the city square. He said, do not listen to this. And that's exactly what's being said now, complete with the resurrection theme. So no, I know this is not Jesus Christ. Of course, Jesus Christ has already died and resurrected and is coming again. But these are and you know what else they're saying? They're saying that Schneerson's going to lead in the rebuilding of a temple on the Temple Mount. I'm telling you, folks, you need to listen to that interview. Again, go to carlgallups.com, click on anything that says Freedom Friday. Find that interview. It might be the top one on that page. I can't remember, but it's one of the top ones. And or go to carlgallups.com, click on the PNN YouTube box, go to the 5th video, you'll see it. Not only can you hear it and see it in video format, but underneath that video, you'll find the articles I'm referring to. Research it for yourself. I've got some Chabad followers who have emailed me so mad that we would even bring it up. They're saying it's fake. We don't all believe that. And my answer is, I know you don't all believe that, but a bunch of you do. And it's in the news, and we're reporting on it. Why? Because this is Freedom Friday. And nobody intimidates us. When we know what we're talking about, we report it. You can deal with it, but we're going to report it. But that's why you listen. God bless you. Thanks for listening today. Have a Jesus-filled week. See you next Friday. Freedom Friday. Carl Gallups.